In 2001, the Barber Dodge Pro Series continues to launch the careers of tomorrow's racing superstars, just as it's done for today's Champ Car veterans Kenny Breck and Brian Herta and Juan Montoya, who's made the move to Formula One. Now in its 16th year and newly recognized as the official entry-level professional race series of kart, the Barber Dodge Pro Series races your way next. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents the Barber Dodge Pro Series. Today, it's round number 7 from Exhibition Place in Toronto, Canada. From high above, looking down on this temporary street circuit. Hello again, everybody. I'm Marty Reed, alongside Jeremy Dale. This 1.75-mile layout, but some other unique characteristics.
Well, of course, this is its 16th season here, so a lot of history on the streets of Toronto. Only the second time the Pro Series has left the United States, and the first time was Vancouver last year, and there is our pole sitter, Matt Plum. As a matter of fact, he won that race in Vancouver last year.
Well, he is our Michelin Pole Award winner at 87.8 miles an hour, his second pole in 3 races. Sepp Koster will be alongside in row number 1, and then take a look at the rest of this field, and look at the number 9 spot, a career high for Rhonda Trammell.
Yeah, great performance by Rhonda Trammell. Akihira Okamoto rounds out the top 10. 10 cars within a second on this grid. 20 cars in total will take the green flag here on the streets of Toronto.
And this will be the third of 8 race weekends with the Kart FedEx Tour. Now we're on board with Matt Plum and the WorldCom onboard camera. Not only is he our pole sitter, he has 2 second-place finishes and a win in his last 4 outings.
And our second onboard camera carried today by Ryan Hunter-Reay. He carries the Medlock Games Vineyard and Winery onboard camera. He starts 3rd inside row number 2.
And then we've got Mark Brewers with the Sunoco onboard camera, starting 4th outside of row 2. Had a career-best 3rd-place finish last time out in Cleveland. He's 7th currently in the points.
Our 4th onboard camera today carried by Peter Boss. He starts outside row number 4. He carries the ITIS Incorporated onboard camera.
And he comes into today's race 9th in the championship points chase. One more onboard camera for you today. Rhonda Trammell in the Klein Tools machine, starting 9th inside of row 5. As we mentioned, it's her career best. And she has finished 13th at Detroit and Cleveland. That's her career best in those categories. Top 10 in points. You can see it's only 7 points between Nicholas Ronday and Roger Yasukawa. 10 points back to Matt Plum, our pole sitter. Ryan Hunter-Reay, 13 markers back. Sepp Koster rounding out the top 5, 15 points back. This championship, Jeremy, still up for grabs.
Well, considering there are 22 points available on a race weekend, if you win the race, you get the pole and you get the fastest race lap. So there are a lot of guys right in the thick of this championship. The Dodge Viper peels off. There is Matt Plum and Sepp Koster. Ryan Hunter-Reay tucked up under the gearbox of Matt Plum.
We're on board with Ryan Hunter-Reay, feathering the throttle. Mark Brewers waiting for the green flag as we come onto the front straightaway. And round 7 of the Barber Dodge Pro Series is green, and boy, what a jump by our pole sitter.
Matt Plum rolled up at a very nice speed there, and he just got to the throttle earlier than Koster. Look at Alex Barafico, a little bit of contact, a little bit of lockup down on the inside of turn 1, but he moves up into 2nd.
Boy, and that was Ryan Hunter-Reay that he touched tires with, and there's Ryan running in 3rd as we're on board.
Very, very aggressive move by Alex Barafico. Mark Brewers, unfortunately, back to 7th. The run down into turn 1 here, very wide, a lot of pavement available, a lot can happen. Ryan Hunter-Reay now up into 2nd place. He puts the move on Alex Barafico. Nice move by Hunter-Reay.
So let's set it for you. There is our race leader, Matt Plum, Ryan Hunter-Reay. Whoa, and look at Ronday. Nicholas gets inside of Sepp Koster and moves into 4th.
And great moves by these guys on the opening lap on cold tires. That is critical. You've got to make hay while the sun is shining. Let's go back on board. This is Hunter-Reay's first lap down into turn 1. Look for Sparaffico on the inside. There he is, and you can see a little bit of contact there. Very, very aggressive by Sparaffico.
Then let's go on board with Rhonda Trammell as she's going to get a little contact here from Rafael Sparaffico. Then Christian Shimshak. Cook Morley on the right. She goes from 9th to 14th, just that quick.
Well, as I said, very wide. Look at the move up the inside, attempted there by Roger Yasukawa. And Sepp Koster defending that position pretty aggressively.
That's Koster and Yasukawa right in front of Mark Brewers as we're on board with the Sunoco Renard. Remember, these are identically prepared Dodge Renards, all on Michelin tires. It's truly a driver's championship. In fact, the 7 fastest qualifiers today also just happen to be the top 7 in points.
Well, it is a very, very close championship, and that's what it's about. It's about driving talent. It's about climbing that ladder. These guys all want to drive Kart FedEx Champ cars. That is their goal. That's why this championship exists. It is sanctioned by Kart. And of course, the Barber Kart ladder is in place. There are drivers in this championship, Ryan Hunter-Reay being one of them, Morley, Rafael Sparafico. They are sponsored, and they are given the opportunity to climb that ladder.
On board now with Peter Boss, currently running in 8th place, and he's lost contact with that group in front of him.
This is the run onto the back straightaway, out of turn 1 through turn 2. There is Alex Sparafico, Ronde, Koster, Yasukawa, Brewers, and then the group with Peter Boss.
And here comes Sepp Koster looking on the inside. Can he get around Ronde? Yes, he does. Takes over 4th place. Oh, and he tries to come right back.
Nice move by Koster, and now he's having to defend a little bit on Ronde, and that's a little bit cheeky there by Koster.
As we go on board with Matt Plum, he is your race leader. There's the top 5 here in round 7 of the Barber Dodge Pro Series. For all the latest news and notes from the world of motorsports, all you have to do is dial up rpm.espn.com, and that'll plug you in. Then just type in your keywords. If it's kart, just C-A-R-T. You're plugged in. Back here at Toronto at Exhibition Place, it's the Barber Dodge Pro Series round number 7. Marty Reid along with Jeremy Dale, and they're going a little bit slower than we are on the racetrack right now as we pick up the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. This is in lockstep. That's Alexander Sparafico and Sepp Koster, and right behind him, Yasukawa and Ronde are duking it out for the next spot.
And Sparafico goes to the inside to defend. So does Ronde. That's going to force both these guys that are trying to make up the positions to do it on the outside. Koster can't do it. Yasukawa can't do it.
So the inside line holds station. And now you can see that they are right back in that same running order, 3rd through 7th.
Matt Plum continues to lead. And of course, Ryan Hunter-Reay continues to run in 2nd place. But this is a great battle. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Sparafico leading this freight train. Alexander, 27 years old. Born in Brazil, now calls Miami home. And this is his 3rd year of racing in the Barber Dodge Pro Series, going after that $305,000 career enhancement that goes to the Pro Series champion.
And Sparafico's, of course, a real racing family. Cousin Rafael also runs at Barber Dodge. As a matter of fact, he's one of the Barber Kart Scholarship winners and presently leading the Rookie of the Year points, which, if he were to win it, is worth $185,000.
On board now with Rhonda Trammell, qualified 9th, dropped back to 14th, has picked up a spot to 13th, also picked up a bug on the onboard camera lens. And now look at the battle for the race lead. Plum and Ryan Hunter-Reay, and he's closing down. Here comes Sparafico holding off Koster.
And Yasukawa continues to put intense pressure on Ronde, and Brewers is the one that's trying to take advantage of that as they make the run up out of turn 3.
Yeah, Mark in 7th, closing on both Ronde and Yasukawa ahead of Ronde.
So Koster continues to pressure Sparafico. Yasukawa continues to pressure Ronde, and Mark Brewers is there with the best view in the house right now.
As we go back to the battle for the race lead, Matt Plum, the 25-year-old from Unionville, Pennsylvania, in his 3rd year in the Pro Series, opens the margin back up to about 4 car lengths as we go back on board with the WorldCom onboard camera.
This is the braking zone for turn 1. You can hear the rear tires there just clamoring for grip in that braking zone. Here is Ryan Hunter-Reay now. The long run down this back straightaway, well over a half mile in length, over 135 miles an hour in these Reynard Dodges.
Meanwhile, let's go back a little bit further. There are battles all over the racetrack. Roger Yasukawa trying to get around Nicholas Ronde. He looks left, he looks right. back to the left side, and we're not going to be able to get it done.
Well, Ronde pretty much going down the center right part of the road, and that's really limiting Yasukawa's opportunities. That is Davey Cook in the yellow Cody machine making contact there, it looked like, with Okamoto.
That was Akira Okamoto. They did have a little bit of contact, and it looks like Rafael Sparafico tries to get by. Cook hangs on to that 11th spot. Meanwhile, on board with Rhonda Trammell, she's still running in 13th.
And that has helped Rhonda Trammell close up on this battle. And Rhonda now going to dive down underneath Rafael Sparafico. Very aggressive move by Rhonda there.
You know, this race is a real happening. It literally goes on throughout the entire week. And you see some volleyball competition nearby here at Exhibition Place. Stay with us. The Barber Dodge Pro Series continues. We're under yellow here at round 7 of the Barber Dodge Pro Series. And, you know, if you'd like to have live timing and scoring as part of your updates, well, all you got to do is log on to barberdodge.com. That's one of the newest features. We're under yellow because of this, Jeremy.
And this is the end of the back straightaway. That's Akihiro Okamoto trying to go around fellow rookie Christian Shimshak. Just can't quite get it done. Noses it into the tires, so his day is done.
We go on board. There is Matt Plum, your race leader. Ryan Hunter-Reay in second. Green flag flies. We're back underway here at Exhibition Place.
And look at this race here. Koster down the inside, but that is more importantly Roger Yasukawa, who makes the pass on Ronde. So once again, on those cooler tires, that's where you can make things happen.
And he has been trying for several laps to complete that effort and finally does. Now, look at this battle for the race lead. That's Ryan Hunter-Reay closing, looking outside. Now we're on board with Ryan.
And that Plum goes right down the inside of the racetrack, leaves that outside lane for Hunter-Reay, but that's the hardest way to get that done.
On board now with Rhonda Trammell. She has moved her way back up into 9th place.
So a nice climb by Rhonda Trammell, puts a move there on Peter Boss. And so now Rhonda up into 8th place. What a great performance.
This would certainly be a career best. Her prior career best of 13th twice.
Oh, Rhonda sliding wide there.
As we're on board right now with Peter Boss, it looks like, can he make it? He's got the inside line here.
Wow, what great wheel-to-wheel racing here in Barber Dodge.
So we go back on board with Rhonda as the pass is completed, and you can see Peter Boss retakes 8th spot.
And
so one little slip.
A small little mistake, and now look at Koster lining up Sparafico.
There's your running order. And diving down to the inside, can he make it work? It looks like, and there may be a follow. Look out.
And Roger Yasukawa, what a great job to capitalize on the hard work done by Sepp Koster. And that cost Sparafico 2 positions. And now Ronde's going to try and take advantage. So poor Alexander Sparafico drops back 3 positions. And really, it was all down to the pass by Koster going into turn 3.
Just that quickly, he's back to 6th, and there you're on board with Mark Brewers looking ahead at Alexander Sparafico. And I'm wondering if he's got a problem. Look at the way of that smoke. He is locking it up awfully early, and he's getting smoked right there by Brewers. Oh, no. Trouble for Rhonda Trammell.
Rhonda Trammell with a big hit on the left rear corner of the car, and that car will come to rest between turns 7 and 8, and this will undoubtedly bring out a full course yellow, and now Sparafico into the pit. So, Marty, you're right. The problem with that car, and the full course yellow is out. Doug Hill, flagman for the Barber Dodge Pro Series.
So that'll slow the pace down for the 2nd time here in round 7, and there is the reason why. Rhonda Trammell had worked herself into 8th position, and let's go on board and see what happened.
And this is the carousel out back, and she just gets in a little bit hot and goes out and slaps those tires, and that is the end of her day. What a disappointment for Rhonda. She gets into one of the safety vehicles here.
So for Rhonda, a disappointment to what was a very promising run. Our second caution period, everybody making their way around this 1.7-mile layout. We'll make our way to a commercial break at round 7 of the Barber Dodge Pro Series. Let's flash back to round 5 in Detroit when the same 3 guys were leading there, and watch what happened.
Well, this was the last lap, and this was a fantastic, titanic battle here between Ryan Hunter-Reay and Sepp Koster. Neither one of these guys wanting to give up this position on the last lap, and they both slide wide and into the tires. Matt Plum goes on to win the race, and these two guys well up in the points. What a break for Matt Plum to get his second win in Barber Dodge competition. But there they are again, back on a street circuit. Plum, Hunter-Reay, and Koster.
The exact same running order, and the freight train behind them as we are back to green flag racing here after our second caution flag at Exhibition Place in Toronto.
And back on board with Mark Brewers, who continues to chase Nicholas Rondet. Big slide there up through turn number 5.
Now we went back to green while we were in our flashback. Watch what happened. Nicholas Rondet all over the track trying to get by Yasukawa for 4th.
And Rondet with a huge lane toss there came back across the bow of Mark Brewers. Brewers did a good job, very heads up there by him. Rondet has pulled out a little bit now, back on board now with Matt Plum, who leads down into turn 3.
Here comes Ryan Hunter-Reay. Is he going to make it that stab for the lead? Inside, they could touch. Whoa, what a daring pass. Ryan Hunter-Reay takes the lead. In fact, Matt Plum drops all the way to 3rd.
Koster takes advantage of the situation, and much the same way as Alexander Sparafico got freight trained just a few laps ago, the same thing happens to Matt Plum. It looked like Plum went to the brakes a little bit early, but Ryan Hunter-Reay was a long way back and was super aggressive on the brake pedal down into 3.
So now it's Ryan Hunter-Reay, Sepp Koster, Matt Plum, then Roger Yasukawa, and Nicholas Rondet. That's your top 5. Let's go back on board.
And you can see how far back Hunter-Reay as he comes, but he fills that hole, and he uses every bit of racetrack on the exit very, very late on the brakes to get up to the race lead.
Well, that's the kind of courage you have when you're 19 years old.
Well, Ryan Hunter-Reay is not the Barber Kart Rookie of the Year for no reason, and Peter Boss from 7th place takes a step back. That is Davey Cook in the Cody machine. He comes up the inside at turn 3.
And remember, Davey Cook in the battle for Rookie of the Year honors and that $185,000 bonus.
This is the carousel. Long, long corner. Acceleration out of here, very important. Flat out through this kink and into the braking zone for turn number 8.
Back to the race lead. Ryan Hunter-Reay trying to stretch it out. In fact, Sepp Koster's going with him, but now Matt Plum has dropped off the pace a little.
Well, Matt Plum has definitely dropped back about 5 or 6 car lengths, and he's almost in the clutches of Roger Yasukawa. Remember that brilliant pass Yasukawa put on Rondet into turn 3. So now a bit of a gap developing back to 6th place Mark Brewers. So the question here is, does Sepp Koster have anything for Ryan Hunter-Reay?
Right now, look at, Koster took a look inside, but whoa, and the back, Rondet looking again to go underneath Yasukawa for 4th.
Well, that was not going to come off, that's for sure, but you can see how late Hunter-Reay is. Oh!
That is Alex Sparafico in a huge crash. The worst we've seen this year. The car gets upside down. Safety workers scrambling to get around from the fencing there, and there they are, making sure that they can get out.
This is the end of the back straightaway, over 135 miles an hour in these Barber Dodge cars. I see the thumbs up. That means, yes, there is Alex Sparafico.
And you can hear the crowd in the background applauding, and that is the best sign because that looked very ugly for a moment.
And there is Akihira Okamoto, one of his co-drivers, thrilled to see Alex come out of that car. Alex looks fine. What a ride he took.
Now let's go back and see if we can see what happened to Alex Sparafico.
And he comes into view. He is in the air. Look at the ride that car takes. You can see the roll bar grinding its way on the pavement. And these cars incredibly strong. There it is, contact with Rene Bauer, right rear to left front. That's what gets Sparafico airborne. You can see Tommy Fogarty there in the background, heavy on the brakes. But look at that car, the ride it takes. And that is a real testament to this Reynard race car and the safety built into these cars. There is the white flag.
And we are going to end this race under yellow. It will be only the 8th time in Barber Dodge Pro Series history, and the first time since round 2 back at Lime Rock in 1998. And some of the other race winners that have ended under yellow, well, you remember one at Tamiami back in 1986 because you won.
That was the first one that ever ended under yellow. I did win that one. But look at that race car. What a beating it has taken. That roll bar literally ground down.
But it did its job. Some of the remnants of the wing and all the drivers pulling through the debris very cautiously, as it'll take some time to clean up the debris. And this race will end under caution. You see the pace car, the Dodge Viper out there, and Ryan Hunter-Reay is going to pick up his 2nd race victory of the season. This is going to help him. Remember, he came into the points in 4th. And it looks like right now the top 5 are also the top 5 in points. So it's going to tighten up this points race dramatically, Jeremy.
Well, these guys hate to finish under yellow, but I'll tell you what, each one of them, certainly in the top 5 here, has worked very, very hard. Ryan Hunter-Reay absolutely deserves this race win. All of these guys have been brilliant. Matt Plum led more than 20 laps.
Well, and you just mentioned a moment ago Tommy Fogarty, and he is making his return here in 2001 after a non-racing car crash had sidelined him. He qualified 15th. He's running in the 10th spot right now, and it is great to see Tommy back behind the wheel.
Well, Tommy is a great guy to have around the Barber Dodge paddock, and we're thrilled to have him back. But here is a much-needed race win for Ryan Hunter-Reay. Hard-earned, well-fought, and he will be happy to have banked the points here in Toronto.
$50,000 in prize money at every race. $13,000 goes to Ryan Hunter-Reay in his quest for the 305 career enhancement bonus that goes to the Pro Series champion. Over $1.3 million in series prize money. Stay with us. We'll talk to the winner. Back here at the Barber Dodge Pro Series. Hey, wait a minute, come back. We may need that tire. Let's take a look at the final results. It's Ryan's 2nd victory of the year. You can see Sepp Kosser, Matt Plum in 2nd and 3rd. Rene Bauer in 9th. He was our Conseco Step Up Award winner. Started 19th, picked up 10 spots. Tommy Fogarty comes home in 10th. And Dan DeLeo, making his Barber Dodge Pro Series debut, comes home in 11th in front of the hometown fans. Let's get caught up with our winner and Ryan Hunter-Reay.
I had a good race there. I just sat back and waited for something to happen. I saw I had Matt under braking there and in the hairpin. He said he was losing his brakes, and that's what it looked like. And you know, I pounced on him and just kept it from there. I was just waiting. I didn't want to try anything too risky, so I just, you know, I was just waiting for the perfect opportunity. And I saw he braked just a little bit earlier that time, and I gave it a go, and it worked.
Patience paid off, and take a look. Ryan Hunter-Reay jumps into 2nd spot behind Nicholas Rondet by only 4. Matt Plum 5 markers back, and look at this, the top 5, Jeremy, 10 points behind Nicholas Rondet.
Well, and remember, on any given weekend, there are 22 points available. Mark Brewers is only back 21 points. We've got 5 races to go, so there's a lot left here in the Barber Dodge Pro Series. There is the rookie points. Sparafico and Cook are only 1 point apart, and John Morley 4 points back, and Akihiro Okamoto, even though he did not finish today, only 5 points back. Christian Shimshak in 5th in the rookie points, 21 down. Again, remember, 22 available on any given weekend.
So 2 great battles going here in the Barber Dodge Pro Series. Our next round will be round 8 from Chicago, Illinois, 5:30 Eastern Time, August 20th on ESPN2. And before we go, let's say congratulations to Dwayne Quayle. He's our Pie Technician of the Race Award winner. That's going to do it for us. For Jeremy Dale, I'm Marty Reed. Thanks so much for joining us here on Round 7 of the Barber Dodge Pro Series. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. We'll see you next time we go racing. So long, everybody.